So you're wanting to figure out the secret to being more organized. Well, in today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 habits of organized people. Hey, I'm Lindsay with Organize to Save, and I'm here to help you get organized and be more productive with budget-friendly life hacks. You're trying to figure out how you can become more organized. Let's go ahead and check out 10 habits that you can implement today in order to start making your way to being a more organized person. Number 1, stop buying all of the organizing products. Before you do these next couple steps, a lot of times we think, okay, I want to get organized. So you head to maybe my favorite store at the Dollar Tree or Target or wherever, and you pick up a bunch of organizing products. But then you get home and you have no idea what to do with them. Well, the first thing that you're going to want to do before you head out to the store, you need to actually start decluttering. So pick the spot that you want to organize and start decluttering first. Once you've decluttered your stuff, go ahead and start categorizing it. These are a couple of the secrets in order to become organized. So for example, if you are trying to organize your home office, you need to start categorizing things by likeness. So put all of your office supplies like your pens, pencils in a pile. Put all of your files in an area. Put all of your extra notebooks, that kind of stuff in an area. Then you can start to figure out how much you have of each product in order to figure out what type of organizing products you need to get them all organized. So before you head out to the store, declutter first, organize by likeness, then evaluate your organizing needs. Number 2, clean as you go. This one is going to be key in order to keep your house tidy. A couple things that you can do to clean as you go is, for example, if you're making dinner. Instead of spending the time that your dinner is cooking, scrolling Instagram, why not go ahead and just get the dishes cleaned up as your dinner is cooking? So that way you're cleaning as you go and you don't have to deal with the mess of a dirty kitchen after dinner time. You can also help your kids learn this habit by having them pick up their toys as they're done playing with them. So for example, if your kid is playing with blocks, but then they want to have you read some stories to them, well, why not encourage them to pick up their blocks first, and then they can pick out the book that they want to read. So that way they're learning at a young age in order to take care of their things and clean as they go. Number 3, I'm sure this one's obvious, but lists. Lists are going to be your best friend when you're trying to get yourself organized. It's important to write things down so that way you know exactly what it is that you wanted to accomplish for that day. Having it written down is going to help keep you focused and on track. Number 4, create routines and systems. What I'm talking about here is maybe creating a morning routine. So that way you're setting yourself up for success, a routine that you follow every single morning, and you're going to get more things accomplished. If you want to check out my morning routine, I will leave that linked so you can see how I've set up my mornings to be more productive. But you also want to think about setting up systems for yourselves. So for example, in our house, one system that I have is my command center, which I've done a couple of videos on those as well, so I'll leave those linked down below. But having the command center in our house makes it so much easier so that way when I come in the house, I have the system and know exactly where my keys need to go, where my purse needs to go, where the mail needs to go after I've sorted it through. So instead of those things just being thrown onto the counter or thrown in a random spot in the house, I have a clear system that I know when I come home, this is what I do. So that way, when I need to refer back to those bills that we got in the mail, I know exactly where they're at and I don't have to be searching around the house to try to find them or my keys. Number 5, this one's going to be super important for you to keep in mind, and that's the fact of not aiming for perfection. Because although you might look at somebody that's uber organized and think that they are perfect, they've got everything put together, don't worry, they do not. The house is probably never going to be truly spotless. Even an uber organized person might even have one of those Monica closets. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, even though we're just aiming for progress and not perfection, it's still very important that you set yourself goals. So that's number 6. Having goals is going to be such a motivator and it's going to keep you on track. So for example, my husband and I have some financial goals that we've set in place. And if you don't know our backstory, when we got married, we had a huge goal in order of paying off our debt. We had over $100,000 in debt. Stuck to our goal and accomplished it. So Don't give up on yourself, set goals and work your way towards them. But also don't beat yourself up if you have a setback. I'll have to start somewhere and we'll probably stumble along the way. But having that goal is going to help keep you focused and on track. Number 7, keep things where you use them. So for example, a silly thing like toilet paper. You're not going to keep all of your extra toilet paper in the closet across the hall. You're going to want to keep it in the bathroom where you're going to need it in case of an emergency. So for us, I just have a tub of extra toilet paper in every single bathroom, and then the excess I do keep in our linen closet, but I always know that if we run out, we'll have some easily within reach that I can replace it with. Going along with this, if you are noticing that things are collecting in a certain spot, like your laundry for example, go ahead and put a laundry basket in that spot. So instead of all those dirty socks collecting on the floor, put a basket there instead, because you're naturally gravitating to want to put something there. So why not just create that as a new system? Number 8, organized people, they have a schedule. And for me specifically, I like to time block. I have a whole video on this. If you want to go check it out, I'll leave that link down below. But the basic aspect is that you are grouping like things together and doing them within a certain time block. For me, for example, my mornings are generally designated for my daughter. We have playtime, we have therapy sessions that we go to, and then in the afternoon, that's my work time block because she's at school. So instead of trying to fit in all my work time in the morning when it's her block, I'm doing that in the afternoon. So designate certain times throughout your day for certain activities. If you have a bunch of duplicates around your house, you're going to want to go ahead and start decluttering. What I'm talking about is the things that you don't need several of. So for example, you don't need to have 5 stand mixers in your house. Come on. You're only going to use one at a time. In most cases, there's no need to have a backup of every single thing that you own. So for example, if you have a great functioning coffee machine, but you have a backup in your pantry, you're probably not going to pull out the extra coffee maker when you make your morning coffee. So why are you holding on to it? Think about it this way. If it's a product that you can easily replace, why are you giving it so much value and taking up extra space in your pantry that could be used up for other things? Or even just white space in your house. An organized person has less clutter in their house. Now I can understand keeping extras of food, for example, especially when you're meal planning, it's going to be helpful for you to have a couple things on hand. But go ahead and look through maybe your kitchen, for example, and see how many extras of things that you can declutter. Now, speaking of meal planning, that's another habit of, instead of stressing out and spending a bunch of time trying to figure out what's for dinner on that day, a habit of an organized person is to meal plan in advance. I personally like to meal plan for at least a week, but I have also been experimenting with monthly meal planning, so make sure you're subscribed to see a future video on that. But if you are looking for more ways in order to become more organized and be more productive, check out the playlist on your screen right now, and I give you so many great ideas that you can implement into your own life, so that way you can become a more organized person. We'll see you in the next video.